Hey, so this is going to be a review of the drum kit that I have here, Donner DED-500, as well as just my setup at home. Maybe some people are interested that want to record at home what a setup might look like or what you can do, especially if you're into drums and, just like myself, you're limited to sound. I have neighbors close to me. Previous house I had a studio, so it was soundproof, but in this new place, as you could see, it's unfinished. So I have this electronic drum kit to still be able to play but not cause sort of a nuisance to my neighbors. So if this is the first time you're joining, thanks for watching the video. My name is Ches Morone. I am a drummer that likes to cover music, and I do like to compose my own music as well, but primarily my focus is just playing drums, and a lot of that comes down to covers these days. So yeah, so let's review the kit at first here. So this is the Donner DED-500. It comes with 10-inch 4 heads here. So for example, this is the snare, this is the first tom, second tom, third tom. You can plug in any which way you want in the back, but that's just the way it's set up. It comes with a hi-hat that is wired, connected to the step here. So you can see as I'm touching down on it, it raises the hi-hat. It's got a crash, and it's got a ride. So it's pretty straightforward, and it's got a kick. This is my own pedal from my drum kit. So it's a Pearl kit drum pedal. It does come with one, but I preferred to use my own. And then it comes with this, I guess, kick head, this stand here that you use as a kick drum. And I put a sort of protective Remo barrier here because I hit it really hard and I started to indent on this pad, this black pad here that it came with. This kind of protects it from not denting as much, so it's saving it from being damaged. So I've had this drum kit since June of 2024. I played it a lot for the first 6 months, so from June until the end of December I played it quite a bit. However, I took a break after December into January into the new year this year, and I kind of took a break from drums, and now I'm back playing drums again. So for the last month and a half, I've sort of continued. So this is about 7 months with this drum kit. As well, it does come with the stand, so all of this is included, all the wiring is included. What you might see there is it's an extension cord just to the power outlet. And then what you have here is the module. So this is the module. This is where you control all the audio. This is where you can pick the type of drum kit. So for example, this is classic. So this is a different drum sound, for example. The rims are also a different sound, the rim shot as well for each one, which is pretty convenient. But yeah, this is the module. This is where you can play demos. This is where you set the volume for all the tracks. So here, it might be a little dark based on my lighting, I apologize, but what you have here is you have the kick, you have the snare, you have the toms, you have the hi-hat, you have the crash, and you have the ride. And so for example, with the ride, I'll turn the volume all the way down, and then you turn it all the way up. I usually have to do this when I boot the system up, so it'll remember what last drum kit I used, but sometimes the volumes are all whack. So even though it's showing here, like for example, the crash here, it's kind of mid, just below mid, it'll actually be extremely loud. And now if I reset it, turn it all the way down, I turn it back up to the same level, it's a little lower. So I just readjust the volume of all of the sounds. The hi-hat, the toms are here, they're full volume. And that's how it sounds if you were to kind of shut them off. That's kind of how it sounds. And in a moment, I'll show you my monitor, why I'm able to hear the drums. If you did not have a monitor set up, you could use a headphone to connect. But I have it going through a monitor so I can actually hear as I'm playing without needing headphones on. Then we have the snare. I kind of like turn the snare up, and then I have the kick. You have the sound, so you have the classic as an example. You have rock 1, there's 6 versions of rock. So you have rock 1 here. Kind of extremely tight. This is rock 2. This is the standard one I use on all my tracks, just because I like the volume of the tone of the drums themselves, and the kick's got a lot of sound, so a bunch of different rock ones. Rock 6 is a pretty good one. Then you've got some pop sounds, so we go to pop 2. Different snare sound. Pop 3. High pitch snare. Pop 4. I think you get the gist of it. You have some funk sounds. Jazz. I'm obviously not a jazz player, but a lot of it's on the ride. There's a bunch of jazz, there's some reggae. Jungle. The electro ones are really neat. I'm trying to jump over to the electro. These ones are pretty neat because they go really out there and they're pretty cool. That really low, deep tone kick. You can also choke. You're supposed to be able to. So we have another electro. It can be really creative. Like, there's a lot of very, very cool. Yep. Very, very cool. And there's a lot. There's electro, we can scan through them very fast. There's a lot of percussion. There's this, a lot of them sound similar, but they're quite neat. Like, you go really out there, right? So yeah, I've been using this for about 7 months. What I did notice as I turn it around here is they've started to split. And this is for all. If you can see that there. They're splitting in the back. This was originally closed like this, and they've started to come apart. However, with that said, I don't think that it's caused any issues with the sound. It's on the right as well. I don't feel it's caused any issues with the sound. They're really tight on here. I hold them really tight. I like my cymbals sort of loose. However, I keep them tight just to stop tearing. but they hold up really well. I hit them really hard. I mean, I don't hold back, and I've been playing for 20 plus years, and I bought these because they were the cheapest drums, electronic drums that were mesh heads that offered 10 inches across all the heads. Some were premier brands, you know, like Roland or Yamaha, even Alesis is an example. They were kind of out of the price range. I wasn't sure if I was going to get back into drums, so I bought these for, I mean, half the price of what I paid for those ones, and they've been doing me well. I wanted to kind of test the waters and see if I was interested in drums. Again, I took a 10-year break from playing drums, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to really invest that much into it, and I've built my channel around it. Even, you know, whatever happens here, I've really enjoyed playing drums, and it's brought so much happiness back into my life and being able to be creative and play drums again. So I'm really loving it. I mean, it's held up really well for what it is, and I'm really happy at this point. Down the road, I'll probably get, you know, a Roland or a Yamaha or an Alesis, higher quality, let's call it that. I mean, this is kind of, to be honest with you, it's, I mean, it's good, but it's not top of the line, obviously, but it's done the job. I can turn it on, I can play drums that sound pretty good and be happy with it, and so I've been pretty pleased with that. In order to hear sound out of this thing, you need to either use headphones or some auxiliary outs, so some sort of speaker system, let's say, or something like that. And so what I have here is I have a monitor that I got on Amazon. It's 100 watts, and so I have the input running from the rear here. I have this input here going into the number one input on the monitor, and I have the monitor volume, and then I have the levels that I think, you know, kind of work with what I'm doing. Actually, I should turn the low up a bit. And then from this out feeds into my Focusrite. So this is a Focusrite. And then I have my headphones connecting through here, so I can hear everything I'm playing through my headphones. And then this connects to my computer back there. And so I could see when I'm recording a track that's Cubase back there. And so I have the audio track that I'm recording with, and then I record my drum track as an example. I'll zoom in. As an example, I have a wireless keyboard here that I just use. And I'm able to record my tracks, and then, you know, make the videos with them. And then I just record my drums. I listen through the headphones that I've got over there, and I just record my tracks. But yeah, the Donner DEDs, the Donner DED-500. They're good. I mean, if you're kind of like myself, if you play drums for a long time, even as a beginner, and you feel like, you know, you're not sure if you want to get into drums, but you don't want to spend, honestly, they're very expensive. My real drum kit, my Pearl Exports, probably cost me like $800 now. That was back 15 years ago probably, but still, I mean, that was quite some time ago. Whereas these cost around the same price, being the cheapest that I could afford, with having a crash, a ride, hi-hats, and then 4 toms with 10 inches across the board. I mean, you can get some Alesis ones that have smaller heads. Just, I wasn't, you know, again, I wasn't sure, because my real drum kit, I have 10, and I have a 12, and then I have a 14. So that's kind of my real setup in real life. And then my snare is a 12-inch too. So I have a 12-inch snare. And so I wanted to replicate exactly more or less what I had in real life. And it kind of feels that way. I mean, it's as close as it gets with the mesh heads. These are fantastic. I mean, I love these things. I mean, they haven't even put a dent in. Like, I hit these, and you could even see if I zoom in here, there's no denting or anything here. And they're fantastic. Hold up really well. Everything's, like I said, I mean, it's tearing at the back here, but it's not affecting the drum sound. You might want to, like, if you're a hard hitter like me, you might want to get, this is just $5-10, I can't remember, just at the music store around the corner here. Throw that on there, and you're good to go. You know, use headphones if you want, or if you have a monitor or a speaker, you can use that as well. I record and I master the audio on another computer at another place, but this is how I get the drum tracks down. So yeah, I mean, the drum kit itself is good. Like I said, for beginners, it's good. For advanced people, maybe that, like myself, maybe they're advanced or they were advanced at one time and they're not sure if they want to play drums again, it's worth investing just to, you know, it's lasting me 6 months. I don't really anticipate that it's going to have any problems anytime soon. So I think it's really great for practicing and getting back into it. Like I said, I'll probably get, a Roland or something down the road is what I really want. Ches Morone, this is my setup at home. I'm going to keep on releasing music every week. So if you like some of the stuff that I've been releasing, like and subscribe. I really appreciate the support and any feedback that you have. I'm always willing to hear it. I'm looking for music lovers like-minded like myself. I think that, there's a lot of you out there, and maybe sometimes it's hard to connect with others. And I think this is a cool opportunity to connect with those people that love music as much as I do. And as well find other musicians that, maybe want to collaborate or do some cool stuff together. I'm always up for it as well. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And have a good one. See ya.